Good evening from Washington, a city, indeed a country, that tonight stands at a crossroads as we wait for a decision that all sides agree may be the most consequential for many decades.
Well, we're in the sort of election party, I suppose you could call it, where Donald Trump and his campaign will eventually emerge here this evening. I can show you a bit of the scene if you like. We're in this huge, big convention centre here, which is slowly filling up. We're told there's going to be about 4,000 to 5,000 people here eventually, but lots of people in some pretty bright, sparkly outfits and their red MAGA hats are beginning to sort of fill up the tables. There's a bar and food, so I don't know if any of them will be celebrating by the end of the evening or not.
Have you voted already? You did, thank you. Okay, I'm waving it. This is waving it.
Speaking to people here in the campaign over the last few hours, there is a sense of confidence, but that real fear and the scarring effects of 2016 and Hillary Clinton's defeat is still very, very burnished into the soul of Democrats, and that's why they have the confidence, but they have the fear at this point.
You've lived through a fair few elections. Do you have any instinct for how this one's gone?
I think that the vast majority of Americans want what the Trump train is carrying, what that vision is for America, to put America first, to keep us out of wars. People like me, that's why I'm voting for Donald Trump. I hate war. And I believe that at least 51% of the population is with me on that issue and many others.
Voting's about to end in 6 states, 6 with a total of 60 electoral votes at stake. Keep an eye on the pivotal battleground of Georgia, as most voting is ending there right now. And CNN can bring you a projection now. CNN projects that Kentucky goes to Donald Trump. Donald Trump will win the Commonwealth of Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes. And CNN can also project that Vermont will go to Kamala Harris with its 3 electoral votes. Kamala Harris wins the state of Vermont. It is too early to project in Georgia, Indiana, South Carolina, and Virginia.
We do have some actual election results coming in, not from one of the key states we're watching, but one that will tells us, I think, some significant things. So Florida, of course, the critical swing state in 2000, Florida. And Trump is winning there by almost 10 points. He won this state in 2020 by 51 to 48. So a much bigger margin there for Trump.
When I think about your dad,
yes,
2008 and all the rest of it.
It's such a different moment.
Well, that's really, I guess, my point. Such a different man, such a different moment. You think of everything he went through.
Well, he died in 2018, which is just 6 years ago, and he was heartbroken then. I'm almost honestly glad he's not alive to see how divided we are, because it's difficult to even exist in this. Just anecdotally living my life, going to the grocery store the past few days and doing normal things, the tension is palpable in this country. People are fighting, people are angry, people are scared to talk to their neighbors. I honestly, no matter who wins tonight, I'm just hoping that there's no violence, which is a whole new thing for me to think. I mean, we're in Washington, D.C. Around here, stores and restaurants are all boarded up. People that are going to, wake up in the morning hoping that we're not, I don't know, that a January 6th incident doesn't happen again.
Georgia is not looking good at the moment for Kamala Harris. And if I now bring us back to the battle board, we can just have a look at what that might mean. You can actually see some real results coming in as they are actually called. But let's do what we've been doing through the night. Let's fill in the likely results as if they are going blue to the Democrats and red to the Republicans. As that brings us to 226 for Kamala Harris and to 219 for Donald Trump.
I'm joined by Tim Myrtle, Senior Advisor. Look, the results are beginning to come in. Just give us a snapshot of where you think this race is now.
Well, we feel, I would say, it's kind of an overused phrase, but we feel cautiously optimistic. And I think everything that we have seen tonight is kind of confirming the direction that we thought things are going based on the early vote. I think that Donald Trump is getting the support from the parts of the battleground states where we knew that he needed the support. That support's coming in. And where Kamala Harris was needing to get her support, she's not getting that.
The New York Times is forecasting that Trump is going to make it into the White House with 276 college votes. They've predicted Harris to pick up 262 votes. I should say they've not always been right at this point, and it's still very tight.
Voting is about to end in 3 states, including the key battleground of Nevada. Nevada is too early to call, a battleground state that Donald Trump has narrowly lost in the last 2 elections, but is making a big play for this election.
Whatever the outcome tonight, there are so many people on the left in America saying, how can it be even this close? You know, that is a very kind of visceral, strong reaction amongst all of my sort of Democratic friends who are just in a state of shock. Not that they've lost tonight, because we don't know that until the blue wall is called, but just shocked that it's this close.
Earlier I showed you that the New York Times was forecasting a Trump win with around 276 electoral college votes. Well, they very much still think he is headed to the White House. And now the probability has increased to 86%, with the idea that Trump would get 297 electoral college votes, while Harris would get 241.
I'm just going to bring up pictures of Harris's watch party. I'm told that there's some interesting things to see there. So let's just see what's going on. Looks pretty busy, but so far the night is not, it has to be said, looking very good for them. Adam, you want to get in?
Just real quick, I'm just having a little bit of a flat. Heather and I, we've mentioned this a couple of times. I'm remembering at this point in 2016, the New York Times Needle had Hillary Clinton winning. In 2020, after midnight, the New York Times Needle had Donald Trump winning. Again, it's early. I think the important thing is count all the votes, see where we end up on at the end of the day. This is going to stretch into the night. Our friends in the UK, stay up, make another pot of coffee, start counting votes.
We've just been joined by Gabe Sterling, who's the Chief Operating Officer for the Secretary of State here in Georgia, one of the top officials who's been presiding over this electoral process. Tell us what's happening.
Well, we're close to being done. We've got over 4 million votes counted so far out of about 5.25 million cast overall. And right now, former President Trump has a lead of about 2.5 points. We know that some people have called it. We think it's likely that he's going to win, but we still have about 500,000 votes out there to be counted.
As I'm looking again at the New York Times Needle projections, which we've cautioned a lot on that, they say that there's a 66% chance Trump's going to win Wisconsin, a 70% chance Trump is going to win Pennsylvania, and a 66% chance that Trump is going to win Michigan.
What we're looking at now is the very real possibility that Trump sweeps all 7 swing states. I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
And wins the popular vote.
Yeah. And wins the popular vote, even more remarkable.
It's not over yet, but guess who is very happy right now? Now, I do not know what Donald Trump is thinking right now, but Elon Musk, owner of X, as we know, outspoken Trump backer, who is actually currently at his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. He is very happy. They've actually been in conversation throughout tonight. It is believed that Musk would have a role in Trump's government should he get over the line tonight, and certainly Elon Musk seems to be in a confident mood. He has been for some time, posting on X, game, set, and match. I should say, very different mood in Team Kamala Harris. Her own campaign manager has emailed staff to say the most likely route was always going to be the Rust Belt rather than through the Sun Belt.
A lot of cheering is what we're hearing as each of the results are called in. I don't know if we can just push in a little bit and show you what's going on down on the floor below me, but each time one of those swing states, the running tally is brought up, huge big cheer. Maybe let you listen to it. You can probably hear the applause and the claps. We've had USA, USA being chanted as well. We understand people from Mar-a-Lago, the estate where Donald Trump himself is watching this unfold, have been arriving here, and also told that some Republicans are flying into West Palm Beach because they think this is going their way. Notably, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is heading down here. I mean, they are looking like they might end up winning not only the White House, but the Senate and retaining control of the House as well. People getting really excited here. It really feels like they feel momentum is on their side.
If you're waking up this morning wondering what on earth has happened overnight, basically, as the evening has worn on, this has just gradually shifted towards Trump. North Carolina has been called for Trump, one of the key swing states. It looks as if Georgia is almost certainly going to go to Trump, another key swing state in the Sun Belt. Arizona, I think the mood there doesn't look particularly good for Harris either. It therefore becomes absolutely critical that Harris pulls a clean sweep of the northern Rust Belt swing states. And I think it's fair to say at this point, it looks pretty dicey. She's not performing as well as she should in some areas where she needs to be racking up the votes. And she's falling behind in some other areas. It is still possible she'll pull it back. Adam has very rightly urged us to be cautious all evening. We are trying to be cautious, but it does feel like it is probably moving in one direction.
If we just go back to our battle board, I think you will be able to see there that Georgia has been called in the middle, and that now takes Trump to 246. He is not over the line to 270, but he is in touching distance, and it would be an uphill battle now. Very hard for Kamala Harris to find a route there.
Also in the last few minutes, I've spoken to Nancy Pelosi, the former leader of the House, the woman that was so instrumental in getting Harris to stand and getting Biden to step down. She said she still believed there was a chance, but again, her eyes gave away a sense of really bitter disappointment. We've spoken to people as they started to leave tonight, and there is just a sense of disbelief. There was such a joyous, joyful mood here through the past hours. And then probably an hour and a half ago, it changed completely and people started to look incredibly fearful. They are now looking at the prospect of a Donald Trump presidency.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. Together we can truly make America great again for all Americans. So I want to just tell you what a great honor this is. I want to thank you. I will not let you down. America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than it has ever been before. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.